Welcome to this video, which is a series of conservation farming, sustainable agriculture practices that we do carry out on this farm. We are going to look at a number of topics or practices around conservation farming. We'll start with potholing in terms of land preparation. Then we're going to look at liming. And we're going to look at the actual manuring or fertilization. Then we'll move to look at planting of seed. In this case, we'll be looking at planting of maize seed in the basins, and then we'll look at the collection of water in the basins as maize is planted and it starts to rain. So, a big welcome. We're excited to speak to you and share these practices. Thank you. In land preparation, what we try to do is ensure that we don't turn the soil so much. In a way, is a minimum tillage of the soil. By making these pits, potholing, we are preparing where the plant will actually be planted. These potholes have a number of advantages. For example, it helps in retention of water. Once we plant in this pit, the water will be collecting on top when it rains. So the moisture is available to the plant. And also this practice is very good for small-scale farmers who might not have machinery and huge machinery and even the money to plow the whole land. We are also doing a little disturbance to the soil for their microbes that are needed for the plant growth are not disturbed so much. This potholing has also the advantage that you localize the fertilization. You see in the next video as we talk about fertilization or manuring. You have this small localized place where these things are put. It also helps with deep root development because it's there. The practice helps also with weeding. You don't have huge space of land where you weed. It's more localized to weed there. And so there are numerous advantages, but I think for me, this is the practice that every small-scale farmer can actually do with so much ease. Having prepared the land where our pits, or we've done the potholing, the next stage in our sustainable agriculture is the application of lime. Why is lime important? Lime is important in that it helps with the improvement of the soil pH. With years of using inorganic fertilizers, the chemical fertilizers, the pH of the soil rises. So you have soils that would go with pH of 4, 3. And when the soil becomes very acidic, its ability to keep the nutrients for the plant to absorb is very difficult. It's a big challenge. And you see a lot of small-scale farmers that depend on inorganic fertilizer year in and year out, complaining about the crops not doing well despite putting all the fertilizers as recommended in agricultural field. So our application of lime is to help, and it must be a rule that often, all the times that you are planting, you should start with application of lime. My friend, can I have lime here? So you must start with that, because there is also a problem where people feel like you need to test. Yes, you can test, but if you look at a small-scale farmer like in this village we are, it is very difficult. You see this tin of baked beans, we've eaten the beans, we now use this as our unit of measure. For each pothole or pit, we'll put one. of these in terms of liming. Just see me demonstrate that now. So we'll put this lime there in this as our basis for our agriculture. This improves, like I said, the soil pH. It improves the soil ability to get the nutrients through to the plants, and we'll do that for all the pots. For this season, we planted 2 hectares. We have done the potholing, we have done the liming in all the 2 hectares in these small pots, and we'll just go on like that. The benefits of this are very immense, and we have seen, which we'll demonstrate later, the effect of liming. Lime enhances microbial nutrients. You know, there are those useful microorganisms that are needed, those that bring oxygen to the surface. There are those that are under there. But by putting that lime, you are creating an environment in which useful microbial organisms are able to grow. By putting this lime, the structure of the soil is improved for better growth of the plant that we desire to grow. Lime increases the efficiency of absorption of fertilizer by the plant. In many ways, you use this lime, you create an environment where crop diversity will actually be enabled. And like I mentioned, by potholing, you prevent soil erosion. But this lime helps to even enhance that prevention. We are at the time when agricultural inputs are expensive. Lime is not as expensive as the fertilizer, but then this supports sustainable agriculture, even for small-scale farmers who do not have a lot of resources.